not keeping this thing here. Okay, why is it I got nothing over here? Do I, is it there? Yeah. It, look, oh, it is working. Because it's never on this screen over here. I know I changed the software some, but it's not doing the same thing. Okay, that's confusing. But my chat's supposed to be over here. No, this is supposed to be the stream thing, so that's normal. All right, are we ready? Are you ready? Okay. Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as Awol. And yes, I'm still on the same big project, but I have made a ton of progress. This edge over here that you can just see over in their top left corner, that's the end. This is as far wide as the whole thing will ever be. So yeah, this has come a long, long ways, and I'm pretty excited about it. In fact, here, let's is it this one? Nope. Nope. This one. This is what it looks like just before I added on this last segment. So yeah, it goes all the way from my workstation all the way across the entire rest of my desk. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. That first image, this was partway through in the week. I actually cut up all of this string because I ran out of everything I had before. Which, yeah, which is pretty incredible. So basically, right now, we have gone through, let's see, 275 skeins of embroidery floss so far just to make what we have. So this is not for the faint of heart. If you're inspired, great. Just know it takes quite a bit of stuff. And this is, you know, people say, well, why don't you use DMC floss, right? Well, I like DMC. I really like DMC. It's a lot smaller, so to get this kind of width, I would have probably been over 1,000, you know, strings. This is 865 strings, by the way. I would have easily been well over 1,000 to have gotten to the same exact width, but the cost would have been a lot. And until DMC, I love you guys. If you want to sponsor me, I will make everything out of your stuff. Your string is awesome. Until then, as long as I have to pay for it, I'm afraid I can't do it. It's not going to happen. So, yeah. Hey, Helena. Hello. How are you? I have a new thing where I can actually see my chats better now, so I'm really excited about that. So, hello. And Mandy's here. So, there she is. So yeah, I'm really pretty stoked about this whole thing. This is let's see. This is what it looked like as I was finishing up yesterday. And since then I have already finished off these couple rows here and started in on this one. I mean, that's just how incredibly focused I've been on this project here lately, and it's been, I don't know, I guess it's invigorating to know that I'm close to this end of it. Mind you, once I get to the very end and get this edge caught up, my next plan is to go all the way back to the other side, because for me, going to the right is just the easier knot. You know, when I started my candy stripes, they were always going to the right. And so for me, it's just instinctive and just more comfortable to do that, right? So once I get this caught up, I get to the other side and I bring it down at least as much as what we've already got here, right? So possibly a little bit more. I'm not really sure because I really want to be as effective of being able to work on it as possible without too much complication. Mind you, I'm only a few days away from that all happening, and that means by next Saturday's live video, you'll see a whole different part of this. It might look a little bit similar because obviously the pattern just keeps repeating, but it will in fact be, you know, where I'm going to be adding strings. I'm going to show you guys how I add my string. We might have places where adding the string is difficult, and I'll show you how I have to improvise and how that stuff works. So yeah, there's a lot of things coming up. It'll be interesting to say the least, right? So yeah, this has been a pretty exciting week for me. And like I said, there's been having to cut the strings and stuff feels so anticlimactic compared to working on the thing itself. It doesn't feel like you're accomplishing anything. But without the string, you can't go forward, right? So I mean, and once I get to the end and go to the other side, I'm going to need a lot more string because a lot of this is going to need to be replaced. The one that needs it the most will be these light blues because they have gone such a long distance. They're rather short at the moment. So they're going to be like the first ones to go. And then I don't know. I don't know which ones will be what comes directly after that or whatever, but I will have the string cut and ready to go because that's part of the project, right? Yeah. I had like a million things. Oh, I didn't. I meant to actually look this up. I actually weighed this whole thing a couple hours ago. I was just kind of curious because I knew that it was going to be a lot, but I wasn't sure how much. So I don't have the math to tell you like in the regular American version, but it is 651 grams. So, yeah. What's what? Okay, Google. What is 651 grams in standard measurement? Standard weight. And she doesn't have any information. Okay, Google. What's 651 grams in pounds? 1.435 pounds. So that's how much all the string together weighs. So yeah, kind of interesting. I'm kind of curious when the whole thing is done how much it was going to weigh. So I kind of want to get a ballpark where it's starting from. Because once obviously I start adding string, it will get heavier. But yeah. But when I do finish up the whole side, I do plan on doing a bunch of photos and stuff because I do want to use it for my Instagram and I want to use it for, a YouTube short and all that kind of good stuff. So as soon as I hit that point, you'll probably know pretty quickly if you follow me on any of my other social medias. So yeah, this is weird because for some reason I changed my software, and where before I used to be able to see like how many people were actually watching, I at this point cannot. So if you're out there, say hello. I have no idea how many are there, but if you have questions, leave comments. That's cool too. So yeah, that's a lot of string here. Absolutely a lot of string. So as I was saying, there is 865 strings all attached onto the one black one. So this is by far the largest thing I've ever created. And yeah, pretty impressive. Yeah, yeah, it is a lot. It is okay. Okay, Helene, do you use the American measurement or do you do the um like the metric? Because I actually have the measurement for both. And there goes the lag time. Well, she's in Canada, right? So I'm gonna guess it's metric because pretty much I think America is the only one that goes by regular. It is 140 centimeters wide. So yeah. And for Americans, anybody who's watching this maybe on the replay, that would be 4.5 feet. So yeah, it is huge. Uh, yeah, it's going to be fun for me to take the pictures because when you compare that to like how big I am, you know, I'm 6'4", so that's 193 cm. When I hold this out in front of me, it still just is huge, and it's got just enough weight to sort of, you know, make it woof. But yeah, it is. So as if you were counting these squares, there is 6 squares per segment and 9 segments. So ah, actually I do have um at least the on my websites there is a use Imperial most of the time. Okay. On my website, akawall.com, there is pictures that I did when I was adding strings to one of Mandy's bags. So that just by that notion, I know that it's quite old. If you go to akawall.com and then look for adding strings, you can see a bit of that. Hey, the Gothic Silent Lamb made it. Hello. Awesome. It feels so good to know that you guys are come and watch and chat with me. That's so cool. It's so weird. I don't get why. So somehow when I changed the software, because I changed what gives me all the buttons and functionality, when I changed it, it somehow gave me the ability to have the chat over here, but then, oh, you should try the thing. It's ask a question and then capital 8 ball, all one word, or not capital, exclamation point. So like ask it a silly question and then do exclamation point 8 ball. Will Kevin finish this thing this week? You know, and then that it should work. I've been adding stuff to make it um like make these live streams more interesting and fun. So we're gonna try something out here. This is the first chance we actually had a chance to actually try this out. Uh-huh. 8 ball. I think it was. Yeah, 8 ball. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, now we'll see how long the lag is. I've seen this video where you add string. No. No, okay, so I have a chat bot that's supposed to actually respond to things. And apparently one of the things was supposed to be this magic 8-ball thing, and I don't know how to make it work. Huh. Well, that didn't work at all. So I've seen this video where you add strings on your red and black bag. Red and black bag. Oh, right. Okay, same. That'll be exactly the same way I do this one. Yeah, that was the bag I was looking for that one night. It's driving me insane. And sadly, so I made that red and black bag. I love the damn thing, but I made it for a journal system that I was using, which is like the traveler's journal. And sadly, I've switched over to the bullet journal, which the book is different. And sadly, I can't fit the book into that bag, and that breaks my heart because now I have a bag for a journal system that I don't even use. So, yeah, I think I'm going to try to do something interesting to make that actually like have a purpose again. So, yeah. So you didn't get anything with the chatbot, right? Hang on, I'm gonna see. No. Hello, Lion Jensen. Wait, have you seen this yet? Let's see. Whoops. This one. This this is what it looks like just before I added on the last section, which is that area there. So it's that long plus that much to get to where we are right now. So yeah, kinda kinda crazy. So yeah, this is my first live since I've updated my software, and so some of my little things I'd hoped to work are not working, but that's okay. You know, so it seems that my sound quality is still there. It looks like the picture's okay. So hopefully, if you guys haven't already, you guys will subscribe to my channel. I won't be working on this one project alone forever. I am hoping to actually get it finished in a reasonable amount of time. Mind you, this is what I've accomplished in 5 weeks. So, yeah. So if I can do this in 5 weeks, I'm not sure how. I don't want to make promises as to how long it'll take. Adding string absolutely is one of the things that just kind of slows me down, and the whole getting into a rhythm of things and then having to stop and go get a color or whatever, just it takes some of the wind out of my sail. But I am pretty determined to get through this because there's a lot of cool fun stuff. Denmark. I have a friend, Pat, who's in that side of the world. Cool. Is it autumn in Denmark already? I would imagine you guys are pretty high to the north. I have no idea what its weather is up there. Look at that. I already finished this box. Yay. Thank you. Thank you. I really, to me, this is, I wanted something to be able to be in my home when somebody comes over to the house and whatever, that they can see this. This is my, yes, I have patience of some sorts. This is what I do. So this is, you know, I don't know, some kind of me showing off or something, maybe. I don't know how to. It doesn't really feel like showing off. It feels like I wanted a masterpiece. I wanted something to show what I'm capable of doing. What's the limits I would go to? I could go bigger, but what would I do with it, you know? Hmm. Yeah, I thought it might be. Yeah, yeah, so I'm originally from the Detroit area in Michigan, United States. Um, and I'm like this time of year, it's still like pretty warm, just starting to kind of cool off. And then the whole autumn feel starts happening closer to October. And then it gets horrible cold and stuff. But I think it's those winters that actually taught me to be a crafter. Being stuck indoors and stuff taught me um, to be to do crafts, to make things and stuff. So that's cool. You're doing fine. Um, you're so far English totally working. Mind you, I can't spell, so um, yeah, it does. That'll make it a little bit easier, I think. Should. My wife's good at that, being able to read horrible spelling. That was one of the things that made our relationship work. So 6:54, mid-afternoon. Right. That's is that the same time as England? Yeah, you're really close to a friend has that we have who's in England. Our time zone is similar. Don't know if she'll be joining us tonight. I know she's a busy gal. Sorry. Yeah, what time? Oh, it's right now it is 10:21 in the evening, and I choose this time because my father-in-law has Alzheimer's, and we try to make sure that he's off and in bed before trying to take on anything, just in case we're needed. So, um, otherwise, I would probably do this a whole lot earlier, I suppose. But yeah, he's he's not doing so well, so kind of have to keep a bit of an eye on him these days. So everybody's still there? There, you guys haven't fallen asleep yet? Uh, but yeah, I've completed so much of this since the last time. I don't recall last Saturday what the length was. I should have kept that. Um, but yeah, we've added enough string now. 865 if I did the math right. Oh, and I tried to do some math and it's a constantly changing, obviously, but um, I got to a point, I did the math, and there is 21,500 knots back when I just got the other strings put on here. Mind you, that was counting what was inside of the squares and not the diamonds at the top. So it's well over 21,000 knots in this so far. All right, take care, Helena. Thank you for stopping in and enjoy some time shopping. That would be fun. It's early in the day there, so yeah. Have a great day. Yeah. Yeah, so to anybody who's showing up here in the non-live portion, I do these live videos on Saturdays, 10 p.m. Singapore time, which is 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I guess Standard Time's about to change and there'll be daylight savings time, and I don't know how that works because that's math and I'm not that good at math. So yeah, if you just try to figure out when 10 p.m. Singapore time is, you can figure it out from there. But yep, I'm turning this into a weekly thing, mostly because I really enjoy like interacting with the audience, um, and not having anything really scripted. I do take notes. I mean, there are certain things that, like knowing the number of strings and knowing how wide it is and that kind of stuff. Mind you, now that it's this wide, that's it. That's as far as it gets to be. Ooh, somebody new, but I don't know how to say the name. How would you say that? Zurira. Hello. I don't know how to say your name. But it's cool. It's neat. Hello. In case you just tuned in, I will show you what this looks like when you kind of zoom away. So this is my big project, quite aptly named, I would imagine. That's what it looked like before adding this little segment that's over there on the left of that to it. And yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. This is as wide as it will get though. So the 865 strings, that's the number from here on out. This is it. Now the object is for me to get it. It's only like, I don't know, 4.5, 5 inches long. The object is to get it to around 60 centimeters, which is what, a little less than 2 feet. So yeah. Zox Ra, I guess. Zox? Non-existent name. Well, it's a very cool name. Yeah, but yeah, too cool. I don't know. Um, what? Okay. It is embroidery floss, yes. It's from AliExpress. If you go in there, you would look for something called the factory store. Um, if you just look for embroidery floss, they will have it. No, this is not a bag. This one is going to be a wall hanging. I want this to be like up on the wall. Um, so that way, like when you come into like my living room and stuff, this is my masterpiece. This shows off what I'm capable of. And then I'm going to have a couch underneath it with covered in pillows that I make. So, but I have made a number of bags. Oh, Gothic's fed the monsters. Ah, their kitties aren't monsters. They're nice. No, I've made a number of bags. Surprising or unsurprising, they aren't like really big sellers, like particularly the larger bags. So I decided to make something for myself for a change. I like the bags. I like bigger projects on the whole because um like little I can do a bracelet in a day or or a couple bracelets in a day. So doing something like a bag gives takes up much longer and kind of feels more to my skill level. But I kind of feel like, if they're not selling, then maybe I should do something for myself. And so this is one of the pieces that will be for me, and some throw pillows. So yeah, nice monsters. I like the sound of that. Nice monsters. Oh, don't get me started. I haven't caught up on. I'm behind on episodes of the new Monsters Inc. thing. They got a series on Disney Plus. What is it? Monsters at Work or something like that? Yeah. My wife just said Monsters Inc. and I'm falling behind on my series. It is 140 cm wide. 140 cm, so 4.5 foot. Oh, hang on. I have an alarm going off there. Okay. Yeah, I always have to do the measurements in standard. And I don't even know why they call it standard. It's not even like the rest of the world, whatever. But yeah, I always have to do that because I do know that quite a few people who follow me are from America. So trying to figure that out. Yes, Monsters Inc. has a series and it is hilarious. They have um the guy, oh, what's his name? Who who played the Fonz in Happy Days? The guy from Happy Days, the Fonzarelli guy, he's in it as this big nosed monster thing, and they're all from like work the repair department. And it picks up exactly after the whole shutdown of the screaming things. And oh my God, it is absolutely hysterical. It is so awesome. Yeah. Huge fan of Monsters Inc. movies, but now the series is just, it's so much fun. Okay, Lion, go get something to eat. Might still be here when you come back. I don't know. All depends. We'll see. So yeah, this really is pretty big. This is by far the largest thing I've ever created. And I've made some pretty big stuff. If you go over to akawall.com and you go over to the portfolio tab, you can take a look at all the kinds of different things that I've made over the years. Um, Not everything. I don't necessarily take pictures of everything. Oh, I do have a website. Ah, my wife just reminded me I have a button for that. So yeah, right there, the um, button for portfolio. It will show you um, what it is that like all the bags and stuff. They're all in there for sure. A lot of the bracelets aren't. In fact, I have a pile of bracelets that are hung on the back of the door over here that I have to add. Yeah. Have you seen the series? Like, am I the only one who has been watching this on Disney Plus? Because it's that's awesome. Okay, Disney, if you kept catch this because you hear your name, you could help sponsor me because I'm giving people recommendations. Hello, I'd like some of that Disney dollars. That is true. I just like calling it The Legend of the Ten Rings. That movie was awesome, but giving it a Chinese name does not help an American. Okay. See you soon. The hell was that? Sounded like something fell over. Yeah, same here. Same. That's why I've realized I've fallen behind on that one. I'm currently finishing off all of Netflix's Naruto, however you say it, the Naruto, the the kid with the spiky hair. Um, and then I realized that I have that one to catch up on. There's a couple Disney ones. There's How I Met Your Mother. Um, I think I may have gotten through maybe the first season of that. So I got that one. Somebody recently recommended the Brooklyn something. What is it? Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah, my wife is watching. I'm not sure I can get a lot of work done if it's something that's going to make me have to look at the screen a lot. Like Naruto, I can hear pop 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 pop. I know they're fighting, so I can continue kind of nodding with that. Glance up periodically, but it's like some shows just lend themselves to be much easier to not get, my attention taken away. So, yeah. Yeah, so apparently, and I only know this because I kind of looked it up through, um, like as I was kind of trying to see like how much that Netflix has. And apparently, Netflix by season 7, I think it is, goes and stops being true to the books and does its own little narrative or whatever. And then it never really catches up with where the rest of the series are. So if you follow the actual manga, then he's already became the Hokage and all kinds of awesome things have happened. But if you're only watching it on Netflix, then no. And if you want it like the Japan whatever the Japanese get, then it's definitely not good for watching bracelets because you have to read the subtext, which is no good for that. And how do I say her name? Amaris? Hello, Amaris. Hello. So I guess I could go through the thing again. So this is my big project. And since Maris is just kind of looks like she just joined us, this is what it looks like if you kind of zoom out from where I'm working on. It's that long plus that little bit there, and that's the bit that I'm working on right now, is that last segment. And this is as wide as it's going to get. So it still has a lot ways to come downwards, but this is as wide as it will be. And if you have any questions, I will do my best to answer. Yeah, I watched the English one too, but I just feel like I'm gonna miss out on all the stuff. Like, okay, so um, there's a girl who has a crush on him, and he hasn't really kind of noticed her yet. So I just did a search just today, did a search to find out if she ends up winning his heart, and apparently, um, some one of the websites said that that was not the initial direction they were going to go, but as the series was developing, it was her faith in him that caused them to believe that she was the one that he would end up hooking up with. So I'm all kinds of relieved in knowing that, you know, they're little love blossoms, and that's awesome. And don't ask me the name because it's Japanese names and I'm really not good at that. I Wow. Wait, what is Winix? Another. Wow. Hmm. Awesome. 6 bracelets. Wow. I, as much as I've been able to produce this in the matter of what, 6 weeks, um, I don't think I've ever done 6 bracelets in a sitting. Nice. Yeah, I could see myself kind of getting into watching some series from like earlier times and stuff. I was a big fan of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends and um, Animaniacs. So I have considered trying to find one of those websites where those things are. Ah, so rewatching. Okay, so yeah, I do know a little bit about that from my, um, 'cause I have ADHD as well as manic depression. So I do know a little bit about that. And yes, rewatching shows actually helps reduce the stress because you know how it's going to turn out. You know things aren't going to be bad. So yeah, no, I can relate to that. My go-to for those kind of vibes to get the feels of, you know, whatever, is Doctor Who, which I've seen um not probably about all of it probably at least 4 times. So yeah, that's been a lot of my like making bags stuff. That was one of my go-to shows for that. So no, I can relate to that and I understand. Yeah. Anxiety is no joke. To people who don't suffer from this kind of stuff, it's good for you. That's all I can say. It's fortunate. Yes, it's so yeah, bracelet making and stuff is a meditation. It literally is a form of meditation and can relieve stress, can take your mind off of things. It is absolutely a blessing. That's basically how I got into it with having ADHD, which causes all kinds of its host of problems. Um, yeah, this is it was a big changer for me. So yeah, 100% relatable. Oh, huh. Yeah, I have a lot less of that. For me, it's I don't know. I guess for my shows, the good guy always wins in the end, and there's something very reassuring about that. Oh, I can show you this. So, quick sewing. That's kind of fun. That's way cool. I'm no good at sewing. I was just telling my wife about that earlier, that there's certain things I wish I kind of could do. Um, Sewing would be one of them. I was going to mention the fact that when I finally get to the end over here, and it comes down, I am going to actually have to refer back to this picture and be able to divide those diamonds in half in order to make it so that way um, I have the edge. So for most of what I've been doing has been relatively the same stuff, same stuff, same stuff. But when I finally get to the edges, I'm going to actually have to go back to the diagrams again, and that's going to actually kind of slow things down a bit. I just realized that as I was looking over here, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's going to be a thing. But I mean, it's not the worst. I suspect it'll only be a handful of those that I have to actually do. So yeah, for your sewing project or for bracelets that you did you learn from Bernadette? Ah, my mom was a seamstress. You would think that I learned a little bit more, but my mom pretty much taught me needlepoint and basic general crafting. So right, okay. I guess that makes sense. Catholic, silent. I don't. I wish there was a short version for that. But yeah, I can. Yeah, so yeah, if I'm watching a show that I know there's the part gets a little cringy, that can be. I don't know if if I would call that having too much anxiety over it, but yeah, I get it. Cringy stuff is cringy. Yeah, I wouldn't mind being better at sewing. Right now, I have enough sewing skills that I have sewn bracelets to leather, made guitar straps, made some other fun stuff like that. I've been thinking about making a collar for a dog, but my problem with that is the area where it would be adjustable, like where the buckle is going to go into, can't really have the bracelet stuff. So I'm really kind of not sure how much of the collar itself would be bracelet and how much of it would be the leather and the buckle and all of that part. And it would have to be so specific to the pet itself that I would have to actually like get measurements from the dog owner or the cat owner before even doing it. So I'm kind of feeling like that might not. I don't know. It would have to be for custom work, and I'd have to, you know, really kind of think the whole thing through. So yeah, yeah, not just nuts for sure. Yeah, and well, that's because, and I've said this before. I'll say it 100 times more. I'm sure I have the best fans. You guys are the best. I've seen some of you guys' creations. Helena, who was here earlier, she's making a bag that has a triangular flap that goes over the top of it. Um, Absolutely brilliant stuff, you know. And yes, I it does look similar to some of the other things that I've done in the past, but she's got her own little spin on it, and it looks amazing. So yeah, I'm really excited to see where that goes. Right. Okay, so exactly. So that's why you have to sew it to the leather, is because the leather will stay a lot closer to the same length. Leather does get change when it gets wet or whatever, but um yeah, you that would work completely. You need the thing that looks like it looks like a rake or something like that. It's little spikes. Here, let me switch to, so it looks like little spikes, and then on a long, like a, okay, so like this is a pencil, right? So um at the end there says many things, and you hit it with a mallet and it puts the holes in, and that's how you sew into the leather, is you put the holes into the leather first, and then it's like um you put the bracelet on top of it. And if you're clever, if you can come up with a needle in between the knots and then go in through the next knot, you can actually bury the string in there by the little piece that connects in between. If you go over top of that and into the next one, you can hold it down really well without any of your stitches showing up. So it's time consuming, but if you do it right, it would look really, really cool. Leather, when leather gets wet, it will expand. So if they got wet, you don't have to worry about it like choking them. If anything, if it got wet, it might come off. So that's nothing you have to actually worry about there. And then, like I said, with the bracelet sewn on there, that shouldn't be a problem. Bracelet does kind of try to shrink a bit, but the two together, they become pretty solid. It's a pretty good mix. So, and I'd imagine you'd do it thin. You should, if you make something nice, by all means, you should sell it. Whether you do like a Etsy or whatever. Yeah, I I I definitely encourage people who make art to sell their stuff. Yeah, so okay, so the thing with an awl versus doing this thing with the spikes, which I really wish I knew. Oh, I know where it is. Hang on. Let me 2 seconds. Okay. There's one of the things. So the difference between using an awl and using something like this is you get all the holes perfectly spaced. Then you put this spike into the last hole, and you're only making 3 holes at a time, but they'll all be perfectly spaced. And that's the difference between trying to use an awl and using one of these things. This one has 4. Um, this one has like 6. So this is honestly way cooler for trying to sew leather than that. I couldn't think of where it was for a bit there, and then suddenly just remembered it. So there you go. Yeah, I wouldn't. An awl is cool if you're gonna like poke a hole for like where the buckle thing goes through, but for sewing, it's you want them all of the stitches to be consistent. That's what makes it pretty. So, yes. Hopefully that helps. Let's see. I missed a whole bunch of the conversation here. Hang on. I'm telling you, blah 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 blah. Craft stores would be dangerous for me. I try to avoid them. I because yeah, I can do. I've done um, needlepoint. I've done um, all kinds of different stuff. So yes, I could see me getting some fabric as well. Yeah, it is way more efficient, but it's not just about the efficiency. It is about having a nice, consistent spacing. It's yes, 6 holes at a time, way faster. 6 holes that will, then the next round is 5 because you put the the tool in the last one that you did. Yeah, it goes, but but you want to have the one that has like only two holes or two spikes on it, because when you come around a corner, if you're going to round your corners, you want that to be able to do the increments, still keeping the spacing, but then to be able to come around the corner. So that's it. €75 in a crafting store. So how much embroidery floss would that €75 get you? Out of curiosity. Yeah, we've seen your bins, so yeah, I imagine you do have a lot of nice. I have an airplane trolley behind me full of floss. Well, actually, my one of my goals is to use up all of the floss that I have before I really get into buying more. But I have a feeling that's not going to happen because, anyways. Yeah, I'm kind of curious as to how they chose to give you a gift card for a craft store. Did they like know that that was your thing? Is that like no job I've ever worked ever said, "Oh, we know that you like this kind of stuff," and gave me a card for such a thing? Yeah, right. Not just me, wife too. That seems like either they really know you or you work for a craft store or something. Oh, ooh, yeah, that's expensive. Holy cow. 8 or 10 of them for 12.50 euros. Yeah, that's stupid expensive, right? Yeah. No, that's very expensive for floss. Holy cow. That's sweet. See, that's what I kind of like about being able to make this stuff is the ability that if somebody you see really appreciates what you're making, you can always just give it as a gift. But that expense for floss though, do you what do you end up paying that kind of price for your embroidery floss, or do you get it from elsewhere? Because now I feel for you like holy crap, that is what 20 times the price I pay for mine at least. That's I can't even. Oh my gosh. Huh? Right. I was just trying to picture. Okay, so this project right here, all of this plus that section, all of that is 275 skeins so far. So if we paste it off of what you're paying, 10, so that'd be 27 and a half times 12.50. Oh man. Yeah, that would make this thing Wow. It would be just incredibly expensive. I can't even wrap my head around it. What would that be? 27 times 27 and a half times 12? Yeah. I don't know if you can get AliExpress where you're at, but the uh the savings, I know that you'll get taxed and stuff for the importing, but the saving of the what I pay for my floss, I think would certainly make it kind of a lot more worth it. So yeah, that's wow. Hard to fathom. Oh, I see. That's a lot better. That's wow. That's that's really expensive. Even for here, like I know here it's about is it? Yeah. Without the sales, yeah. Without a sale, it's about $2 sing. So compared, yeah, it's yeah. So comparing dollar for dollar, it's probably twice as much there, which is weird because you're a lot closer to France where it is made than we are. So I don't understand like why it would be so much more. I am shocked and stunned. Yeah, it's about $2 sing. Sometimes when we get it on sale, we get it for right around a dollar sing. But if you compare the SGD to the euro, it takes the euro is worth a whole lot more. So yeah, yeah, yours is yours is way more expensive than ours, and I can't explain why that could even possibly be. But that's why I get this stuff. So yeah, so that's almost the Canadian dollar is pretty close to the American dollar still, or no? I think the American dollar might be worth just a little bit more, but yeah, that's see, even that is a lot cheaper. Right. Yeah, see? Now, to show my age, um, way back in the day, I used to pay um 10 cents a piece for Kmart brand embroidery floss or 15 cents a piece if I wanted DMC. So, um, yeah, it was, a long time ago. Does it say why they have regulations on floss? This is fascinating. It's so weird. Yeah, that is so, so strange. I can't I can't imagine why there'd be regulations to control something like yeah, it's actually made in Europe. I mean, that seems like with the whole European Union, there should be a whole like getting each other to work together to make that kind of stuff easier, right? I don't know. Wow. Okay, Google. how many euros is $1 SGD? So one Singapore dollar is 60 cents of the euro. So yeah, it's wow. Oh my gosh. Well, maybe that means you guys will end up with a hemp string. If they've legalized marijuana, then you can have hemp string, which would be supposedly is like lasts 3 times longer than what cotton does. So yeah, that would be a plus. Although I've never had a very refined hemp string before, so when a string is not refined, it makes it not consistent in thickness. So doing this would be end up very lumpy and weird, but who knows? I heard denim is getting made with hemp. So if Levi's can do it, then maybe we could get some really cool string. On the strings didn't pull card. There it goes. Yeah. See, this is what I love about the live streams is you never know what's going to get talked about, and no, hemp is made from marijuana. It's a it's string. No, totally not a human body thing. Um, it's kind of like twine. I have some around here somewhere. I don't know where it is. Not very organized right now. This whole office thing is something kind of new for me. So here we go. I finished that row. Yay! Oh, hamstring. Oh, right. That's the thing in the back of the leg, right? Yes. No. Yes. The plant itself has got these long fibers and stuff. You boil it down, and that yes, it makes well, hemp rope used to be like a huge industry and stuff. And it's honestly, I have this like conspiracy theory that the reason why marijuana was made illegal in America was because hemp is a more superior fiber over cotton. But America wanted to use cotton because they had all the slaves and all of that kind of stuff going on. So by getting rid of the competition, you gave a whole lot more of the industry to the people that were, influential with the whole government and stuff. So I just, that's my conspiracy thing, but I have no idea. Could it just be that they're, prejudiced or mean like that? I don't know. But yes, hemp makes great string. Like I said, though, most of the stuff I haven't seen is very consistent in its thickness. So it's more like um, macrame kind of quality. You could definitely do like some simple macrame stuff with it. What you looking for? Collectors right there. Those ones? What are you looking for?
In the hemp tray.
Oh.
There wasn't a plastic. No,
Oh, those are in with dirt. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't moved all that over here yet. Even if, well, I don't know how easy it is to make your own string. I know it has to be like that wheel thing is used to do it, to spin it. But at least if you have the weed, I suspect you could be inspired to make all kinds of stuff. That's that's a little insight to very early bracelet making days back in the 80s. I would partaketh and then be like, ooh, I got ideas. Uh, Good happy memories. Wait, we can do that? We're allowed to do that? I'm eyeing my wife over here. Is that allowed? Mint ice cream? Mint chip? I was told ice can't has the ice creams. Now Ice got the sads. Well, weed is, weed. Like, it doesn't take a whole lot to actually grow it. Mind you, I suspect it needs a lot of light, so it'd have to go outside. And that means wrong time of the year to start that. So you have to wait till springtime. I don't think kitties even give a rat's ass about it. My cats didn't care.
Well, cats wasn't eating a chocolate cereal.
Oh, right. Oh, you're talking about the too many too many topics. I was imagining you were worried about the kittens having weed. No, you don't let the kitties have the mint ice cream. Yeah. Multiple conversations all going on at once got me all confused. Yes. It's this one, right? This one, this one, this one. Yep. Everything's toxic for kitties. My cats, my cats never bothered. If I was smoking and stuff, they never cared. Mind you, put the catnip down, and it was, something else. Yeah, well, I don't think anybody that spends that much money on, a little baggie of whatever is letting their cats eat it. So, yeah, I know some people that were like that with their plants for their babies, but I was never quite like that. I was kind of low key. For me, it was self-medicating for the ADHD, made me um, more relaxed, less anxiety, um, able to just manage and cope with things a whole lot better. So that was my experience. Different people have different things. My mom had tried it and got all kinds of anxiety and stuff. Couldn't stand it. So different people, different things. Yeah, I didn't know cats were lactose intolerant either. My cats had milk. They had never minded that. If my wife keeps this up, I'm going to end up with a little Mandy cam, and we will have me in my little window there, right there, and then we'll have this window, and then up here somewhere we'll put a Mandy cam in, so that way when I'm rolling my eyes at her for her whole cows not being lactose intolerant, yeah, yeah, no, mine did, I gave my cats milk, so they never acted like they were intolerant or anything. No farts, no. My father used to work on farms and stuff when he was younger, and he used to go straight from the cow, squeezing the teat and spraying the cat's milk fresh from the cow straight at the cats. So, regular cow's milk, yeah. It's not cat. They're, how would you do that? Like, no. So I know that cats, for whatever, I mean, it might not be great for them, but I know that they do it. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Never knew that it could cause them trouble, but ooh, yeah. What about soy milk? Yeah, I would imagine most animals are good at hiding it because that's a whole thing. I know dogs and stuff are huge about that, not letting on if they're sick or whatever. Yes. My wife with it's not good for people's. Yeah, I get that a lot. I'm not allowed to have ice cream for breakfast, apparently. Actually, chocolate mint wouldn't be my choice either, though. Mine would be the chocolate chip cookie dough if I had my choice. And now I really want chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. Great. Thanks, son. I've never tried to train a cat, So maybe that would be worth trying. Mind you, I can't imagine having a cat anymore. With all the string and stuff that I have, I think cats would give me anxiety issues. I once went and delivered a bracelet to a friend who had specially asked for one. And as I was handing it to her, she had it in her hand. And then for whatever reason, she went to kind of flip it around or something. And then she dropped it. And before it hit the ground, her cat got a hold of it and had just bit right through one of the sides. And I'm standing in awe, like, oh my God, because I have no idea what's going to happen at this point. I kind of felt like I wasn't going to get paid because the bracelet's now spoiled. But she said, nope, it was all her fault. She dropped it. It was her fault. And had me actually make another one. But knowing that cats have that kind of destructive power, plus if I'm going to have cushions, if they try to do the whole kneading thing, no, I can't do it. And especially since I don't believe in declawing the cats. So yeah, I just not sure what kind of pets we'll have in our future. Possibly a dog, because they're a little bit, maybe like a little dog too, something that doesn't get up on couches and stuff. But I can't imagine having cats. They're just crazy. Yeah, what kind of tricks do you teach your cat? Now I'm now I want to see cat tricks.
Or many.
Right. What's Lulu? I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but there is a Korean YouTube channel with Lulu the cat who does all kinds of stupid things with the cats, makes little barricades and sees if they can get the cats will do to get through it or whatever. Her channel is completely silly, a lot of fun, and Lulu is the cutest thing ever. But don't go leaving my channel just yet. But like what? Like I've never my cats the most we used to do was I had a catnip mouse that I tied some fishing line to and would cast my fishing pole, send it across the house, and then reel in the cat who would attack the mouse and kind of toy with it and stuff. That was a lot of fun. Um, yeah, it was pretty hilarious. Uh, yeah, I suppose that one of the problems with teaching a cat is they're not nocturnal, but they're pretty like they do a lot of activities at night and possibly kind of don't feel like doing stuff in the day. Huh, that's very cool. The only thing can honestly say I think that my cats learned was either shaking the little treat bag would make them come running, or if they even caught a tiny whiff. We used to have this stuff came in like a toothpaste kind of tube, that was to help them um, get the fur to pass, and they were like cracked out on that stuff. So if they caught a whiff of that, they knew that they would go crazy. No, I've never did that. I always let my cats eat when I just make fill up the food dish, let them eat whenever they felt like it. I didn't never never even heard of doing a scheduled. Mind you, back when I had cats, I my house was pretty well dedicated to them. I had boxes that were the size of like a refrigerator with boxes inside of it with towels that covered the entrances, and there was a rope that was went through one of the holes that tied with a big knot on either side, so that when one pulled from the inside, the other one on the outside would see that and go crazy, and they'd have little tug of wars and like chase each other through the whole maze and stuff. So, but I can't imagine doing that anymore. Like that was fun bachelor days. Now I'm a grown up. Now I can't have the ice cream for breakfast. My cat's never had a problem because so the self-control thing comes from if they don't think that there's going to be food there later, they'll go, totally crazy. But my cats were never fat. The okay, so one of them was found in a dumpster in the dead of winter, -20. And when she went to the shelter, she had ear mites and fleas so bad that nobody dare touch her. She was starved for affection. And once they got her cleaned up and stuff, that's when I adopted her. And she stayed kitten size, and the other one was full size. Now the full size one had already been declawed, and I could never bring it to have this little miniature version to be declawed because it was her only defense against the big one. So um, but neither of them got fat or out of shape or anything else because there was always food. They never felt like there was a need to consume a large amount because they just didn't have to. It wasn't ever a thing. So, um, yeah, I know. Their food dishes were always full. The water I took, so I had two sinks in the bathroom. I lived by myself. So I took one of them, plugged the bottom of it, and then left the other on as a trickle. So there was always fresh water in the sink. And they'd come in, they'd drink from there. And the only time that ever was a problem is if we get a wasp in the house, because the big cat was like, flying snacks and would go straight through the water and make a whole mess of the whole bathroom trying to get at the wasp. But yeah. Yeah, and the two of them would play and stuff for the most part. So yeah, there's plenty of exercise, and there was the catnip mouse on the string and the boxes and all that other weird stuff. The house was relatively empty-ish. I mean, I had a couch, but there wasn't a whole lot of furniture or anything, TV, whatever. But yeah, the cats had plenty of exercise tearing through the house. A lot of fun. Yeah, mine. I don't know. I played with them and stuff. I mean, I don't know that I gave 'em much exercise per se, but they uh, they stayed healthy. They were pretty awesome. Always wanted to get one of those cat, like hamster wheel looking things. To see if they would run on those. I thought that'd be fun, but never did. So fun. I love how I never know what a live stream is going to end up consisting of because it's never the same thing ever. Like now we're on about cats. So this is fun. Yeah, my sister had a cat that it wasn't even like that my sister was overfeeding it. The cat was getting food from her and then going and hitting up the neighbors because the cat was loud outside. Would go hit up the neighbors for food as well and got huge. So I know that it's in some of them to do it, but yeah, I'm not sure why it's not. Um, it doesn't always happen. So yeah. No, no, no. Like I said, you never know what these things are going to end up being about. So, and it keeps it interesting, you know? Yeah. I'm learning stuff. I never realized that you could have a cat trained because mine were kind of idiots. Well, no. The little one would get completely stoned out of her mind and chase after everything and a ball of fun and whatever. And the bigger one would sit on the edge of the couch in the loaf position and just look down at the little one like, you silly twit. So, wow. 6 yards of fabric. That's a lot of fabric for a bag. Wait, that's for several bags, right? Not that 6 yards isn't for one. Aww, poor thing. Oh, goodness. I'm trying to see if I can open up the thing that's supposed to. This is. Oh, it's a number 8 ball. There it is. It's number 8 ball.
Sorry, exclamation mark on
Excellent.
the 8 involved.
Yes. Well, Kevin finished this project this week. I don't know. It's just stupid. Ah, I didn't know labs could get mixed colors. I wonder if that's something they grow out of. I've never seen one. The brother is chocolate lab with gold patches. Really?
I'll put the bright wraps.
Yeah, I know there's golden, I know there's chocolate, whatever, but I've never seen one mixed. A black lab with gold spots. I've never seen that.
Might be fixing something
All right, okay. Uh,
else. Okay.
so it's still there. Just maybe start it with the 8 ball. Good. Hang on, we're gonna try something here. Ah, damn it. No. So I'm supposed to have a chat bot somehow attached to this whole thing, and it's not working. I have no idea why. Hmm. So I'm supposed to have a chat bot somehow attached to this whole thing, and it's not working. Oh, that's really why. Okay. Now my check's not on. That was really weird. I can't see the check anymore. What in the crap was that? Okay, I am now having some serious technical difficulties with sound coming back from myself. So, hang on. That'll, that'll mute that. Wow, that was really, really weird. So I tried to sign into my own chat so I could test out one of the things that was supposed to be working with this, and for whatever reason, that just did not go over well. Hang on. Can't see it. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was really, really bizarre. But yeah, once I signed into my own chat, then it actually made it so that way I started hearing my own voice, which that's not supposed to work. So, yeah. And now I can't see the chat at all. So I don't know how to fix that. You know, like I said, I did some updates. So a lot of this is let's see if I can find the chat. Ah, I got the chat back. Although it's going off of the page. Isn't that weird? Yeah. So I keep trying to add things to this, and not everything is exactly like the best thing to add. So I'm living and learning here. Do so you're scratching at the litter boxes. I take it your cats aren't allowed in the room where you're sleeping? Because yeah, my cats would just pounce on me. They wanted to wake me up. Hardest paint. Ah. So I drank a Coca-Cola earlier to try to help wake me up and keep me going. And I'm starting to feel like that magic effect is starting to wear off. So, kinda a little sleepy over here. It is 11:41 at night. So, but I'm making such good progress, it's hard to stop. I've already, let's see. I finished this row here, this row, and this row so far today, which is pretty good, I would say. Not bad amount of accomplishment. Mind you, I should warn you guys, if you start to get into big projects like this, set yourself a reminder, put in a little alarm, do whatever, and get up and stretch periodically because it's real easy to spend many hours all focused on one thing. And yeah, I noticed the other day my neck was just absolutely killing me. I have no idea if my posture was off or if it was just I've been in the same position for too long. But remember to do your stretches. So that's unfortunate. I worry about having a dog here, to be honest, because a lot of the dogs I've been around, I have allergies to. I never had it when I was younger, but it might be something separate in the Singapore whatever for dogs that cause me to my eyes just I just want to claw my face off. So yeah. What are they gonna do tonight? The same thing they do every night. Doink. I wonder if the allergies will get better or worse by being around the cats. Like if eventually your body will either adapt or if it will just keep getting worse until you can't take it. I know when it comes to like I'm allergic to sulfa and um if I were to have any more, it might just kill me. So, yeah. So if people like, are you stoned? No, no, no. It's just Sudafed or antihistamines. Well, that's good. As long as it's getting better. Like like I said, for me, I know that the medication, the first time I got a rash, the second time the rash was I had to go to the hospital for it. Um Next time could kill me. So some things get worse over time, like your body will absolutely can't. But yeah, I mean, if you're getting better, that's great. Good to hear. Because yeah, and I would hate to be allergic to animals that I love. But like I said, so I had dogs a lot, in my youth, but over here I can't be around them for very long. It gets real bad. It suddenly got really quiet. Oh, here we go. Wow. I've never heard of somebody being allergic to bananas. That's unfortunate. It's one of the few fruits I really like. Wow. I know I'm allergic to the little tassels on the top of corn. But wow. Hello. A message was retracted? Bananas? It's crazy. I wonder why this isn't working. Because the timer thing didn't happen either. Hmm. So bizarre. Oh, I didn't know that. Bananas are cousins to leaf it. Yeah. Yeah, they seem very different, but wow. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, glad that you guys have an EpiPen just in case, but wow. Yeah, right. You got your mom to make it. Yeah, I'm a big fan of banana bread. I got Mandy's mom to make it. When I first proposed the idea, her mom was like, "No way, that's just no, not nice." And I'm like, you can still try it. It's I like it. I'll eat it. And she went and found a recipe, found out it wasn't what she thought it was, and we had some bananas that were going bad, so she ended up making it, and everybody loved it. Everybody was like, "Oh, this is so delicious." Even her husband and stuff loved it, and her grandkid loved it, and everybody's oohing and eyeing. So that became a thing. She started making banana bread. She tried different recipes to have like little slices of banana on top of it to make it whatever and stuff. And it was the last thing that she cooked when the next morning she had a stroke, and she lost a part of the brain that basically gave her like kitchen skills, I guess. Like her whole thought process was gone, and she didn't know how to cook anything anymore. She even put a glass, like a regular see-through glass mug on top of the stove to try to heat it up. And of course, that thing exploded in little pieces everywhere. Yeah, she lost all her common sense after that stroke. So yeah, that was the last thing she made. And now my wife's thinking about making banana bread. So yeah, I'm all for that. Yes. And my wife's chocolate zucchini cake does not taste at all of zucchini, and it is super, super delicious. And yes, it is. That was a sad story. I'm sorry. But it actually gets sadder. She, after her stroke, we ended up having to take more of our time and looking after dad. And we noticed that it seemed like we would tell him things and he wasn't remembering it and stuff. And we were kind of concerned about his overall where he was. And so we took him in and we were trying to get evaluated, try to, see if like, because he's mostly blind. And we took him in to psychiatrist and she had a CAT scan done. And it turns out he has Alzheimer's. So that was pretty bad. And we kind of started, understanding how little he was actually retaining of current events. He was you go through like happy stories of his youth or whatever else, but current events he was terrible with. Um, Mom had a couple more strokes, and finally, in the end, she ended up having to go to a nursing home because the stroke actually took away her ability to walk. And since that was back in last December, when she went off to the hospital, and then she had two strokes since then. Um, and Dad has pretty much kind of forgotten about her until this tonight was the first time that he talked about maybe wanting to go and visit. The trouble is her very last stroke she had took away her ability to speak, and she's we can't tell whether or not when we talk to her if she even recognizes who we are. So for a blind man to visit a mute person seems like a real bad move. Mind you, tomorrow he will have forgotten most likely all about it, but tonight he was sad and was thinking about his wife and speaking about wanting to visit. So yeah, it's pretty bad. So yeah. Yep. So he's the one that where like I talk about a lot. He is we still have to care after him. He obviously mom is no longer something we have to worry about, although we can't go and visit her because of the whole COVID lockdown thing. But we still look after dad and yeah, kind of a real downer. Ooh. Yeah, they say it's kind of hereditary. That's terrible. I can't imagine having, well, dad's sister has it as well. So, anyways, it's getting close to midnight. Um, I do want to thank all of my Patreon supporters. You guys are absolutely the best. You guys have kept this channel going even when I thought I might quit. So, definitely thank you all. And yeah, that I think I'm going to end up calling it a night here. So hopefully you guys can come around next Saturday. I'll do another live. Might be able to, I'm not sure. I'm going to try to have a short video for Fridays. So we'll see how that goes and see what happens. But I guess until next time, don't get your strings